yesterday in Parliament. There was a little bit of an altercation of sorts. The Member of Parliament for Wiawso, Dr. Friye, was making some comments on the floor of Parliament, and the Speaker deemed him to have been rude and asked for him to be removed. Let's take a look at this short bit that happened in Parliament.
You want to speak? If you want, I'll grant you the opportunity. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect to your chair, these preliminary remarks you are making are prejudicial, and I believe that as representing the good people of Sefwi also, it doesn't lie in your mouth to remind us of the things that you said. Thank you.
This is a completely rude remark, and I can send you out of the House now. It lies in my authority to do so. You represent the good people of Sefwi. I represent the whole country. Please, Marshal, take him out of the House. Marshal, take him out of the House. I will not entertain such disrespect. It lies in my mouth.
All right, so you see there a bit of the happenings there. Of course, there's context to the whole thing. So the Supreme Court has had two new nominations. You can see the Daily Guide carried that story here. It says that two nominated for the Supreme Court. So it was this that was being discussed in Parliament. And let me just read for you from ChannelOneNews.com this actual story that we have here. In Parliament, Bagman orders Wiawso MP to walk out over disrespectful comment. Now, the Speaker of Parliament, Abba Bagman, has directed the Marshal to walk the Member of Parliament for Wiawso, Dr. Friye, out of the House over a comment deemed as disrespectful. Following the nomination of two justices to the Supreme Court by President Akufo-Addo, Abba Bagman urged the House to look into the issues of the full complement of the Supreme Court when the Appointments Committee presents its report on the nominees to the plenary for consideration. However, the MP for Wiawso, Dr. Friye, says it does not lie with the Speaker to make such prejudicial comments. Out of fury, the Speaker ordered the Marshal to take the MP from the House. He stated, "It is a completely rude remark, and I can send you out of the House now in the light of my authority to do so. You represent the good people of Sefwi, so I represent the whole country. Please, Marshal, take him out of the House. I will not tolerate such disrespect." However, the Majority Chief Whip, Frank Anodompre, rendered an apology to the Speaker on behalf of the caucus. "Speaker, we acknowledge the wisdom that you have guided us and how you have navigated us to this point. We have had moments of tension. We have had some tense moments in the South, and all you have shown is leadership. And it is incumbent upon us as leadership to help you right now. What happened a moment ago was unfortunate. So I want to, on behalf of the entire caucus and my colleagues, I want to render my apologies to you and your office. We hope this draws the curtains and let's bring this matter to an end, I guess. We are very sorry. We apologize sincerely for what happened. I say this on behalf of the member and also on the behalf of the entire caucus. We are sorry." Now, then the MP goes on and he's speaking at a different forum. This was on Eyewitness News. And he says here, he says, and I'll give you the quote. to what he said. Okay, so let me read a bit of the story. It's on citynewsroom.com. He says, however, in an interview with Umaru Sanda on Eyewitness News, Dr. Friye denied any wrongdoing and stated that he had not authorized the Majority Chief Whip to apologize on his behalf. He maintained that his comments were neither insulting nor disrespectful to the Speaker and did not warrant an apology. He apologized on my behalf? Well, he doesn't have my permission to do so. And this one, you can put it on record. We will take it anywhere. I have done no wrong, so why should I apologize? So far, I have not done anything wrong. I haven't insulted the Speaker. I haven't disrespected him. What happened here? Where is the disrespect? Larry, let me start with you on this one.
Well, I think that it's totally needless.
What is?
I mean, the back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, the back and forth. I mean, the president has submitted names for, nominees.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, as the procedure demands, it's supposed to be put before the appointment committee for vetting.
Yes.
Now, the appointment committee could decide that, okay, we have vetted the nominees, but we are not suitable. Sorry, we don't find them suitable.
Yeah.
Again, that so therefore we can't approve of them. And Parliament then will decide as to, or will go into a debate as to why they were not found suitable and so on. But to have come to this, where the Speaker expresses an opinion, the MP also throws it back, and then he has to be driven out of the floor. Now, and then the Chief Whip comes and says that, listen, we apologize for whatever had happened. I mean, normally that is diplomacy.
Yeah.
He's supposed to do that. Okay. Thereafter, the MP then walks in again and says that, listen, I don't agree with the apology and that I didn't send him to go and do that for me.
Yeah.
I mean, these are adults, and you expect that. I mean, the problems of this country are, Charlie, enormous. So we can't be reducing ourselves to this. And I'm saying this because of the two nominees. Listen, I mean, this country's issues. Years ago, we could deal with how many? 9, justices. And the country was okay. But now that we've grown to wherever we are now having to be ballooning the numbers every now and then. And the excuse is that, there are more cases. And my response to that is this, that listen, when you have the basic, let's say the lower courts, you have a very strong criminal investigative system, some of the cases could just be handled at the lower level, where whoever is involved in whatever it is could just, appreciate the fact that, listen, I did this wrong, and then there was a crack team of investigators that broke me down.
Yeah.
And hence I've been convicted. If it's a civil thing, I mean, we've had precedents over and over and over again. So some of these things, the lawyers are quite tight. Their briefs are very strong, such that agreements that would eventually have to end up in court is being, respected.
Yeah.
So they don't even have to go there.
Yeah.
Okay, the rule of law is not what, leaders trumpet in their mouths, but there are things that you do that in your everyday life such that it helps society to be better.
Okay.
Now this thing where the list of things, let's appoint judges. The list of things, let's appoint judges. And we know some of the judges are not writing even their judgment. They are doing unanimous decisions all over the place. You pick judgments that you are supposed to read industry from judges, superior court judges. They tell you that, what's that word? I have difficulty pronouncing. Is it I concur or something? Or I concur?
I concur.
I concur, exactly. So all you hear, I concur, I concur. Unanimous decisions. We saw that during the election petition hearing. And several other instances where you see some of this, judges saying that, oh, listen, they agree with whatever it is that is being said. So, I mean, then why are we appointing more? If they are not spending their time writing judgment, that will be of benefit to, law students years long after they are gone. That will also guide everyday dealings.
So the speaker was basically saying that look into what it means for us to have
a ceiling,
more Supreme Court judges being brought on board, not just the consideration of these 2 new ones that are being nominated. I don't know.
No, I thought he said the opposite.
No, so this is what, so the Daybreak has attempted to give us a little write-up here. Let me just quickly give you a little bit of it and then we can talk further. So yesterday's drama at Parliament that led to the expulsion of Member of Parliament for Sefwi, Wiawso, Dr. Kwekwe by Speaker Aban Bagbin, has raised eyebrows and sparked discussions on the issue of parliamentary decorum. Dr. Furio's removal from the chamber came in the wake of a heated exchange with the Speaker regarding the comments made about the nomination process for Supreme Court justices by President Akufo-Addo. The Speaker had urged lawmakers to consider the implications of the nominations in relation to the desires of the people of Ghana when the Appointments Committee presented its report to the plenary for deliberations. And this is what then, sparked the comment from Dr. Kwekwe. So I don't know what your initial thoughts are on this as you've seen the story.
Just a moment, though. He said that Agban urged the House to look into the issues of the full complement of the Supreme Court.
Yes.
When the Appointments Committee presents its report on the nominees to the plenary for consideration.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean, the argument had to be, which one is the full complement?
Yeah.
Or, isn't that the argument? That what is the full complement of the bench?
Well, that's the tally, the total number, as it stands.
Okay.
So what he says is that, look, they have 2 nominees, which you are required to consider. But when you sit to consider, don't limit your consideration to just the 2.
Okay.
But can we now look at the question of
How
the
many?
total
Okay.
number? Okay. So this is the substance of what I believe the Speaker was trying to establish. Now, it's curious to also know whether there were any issues before this. Okay. Now, if what we are reading, and I say what we are reading because I wasn't there, is what it was the Speaker said, then I think that the Member of Parliament's reaction was also far-fetched. If what we are reading is what he said, then I think his reaction was a bit overboard.
But when I heard,
as his reaction was overboard, I also think that the expulsion was also overboard.
You don't.
I mean, he didn't have to respond to the Speaker the way he did. It's like, do you fear some? This one is not your matter. First of all, call baby, something like that. So Speaker to say, oh, really? Then walk out.
I'm the boss.
Maybe it's a bit overstretched. The Speaker could have established his leadership without the walkout necessarily. That's my
But for me, the way I took it is that he thought the Speaker was guiding the committee.
Well, that's what he said.
It's
like, I'm giving you feel out on how you should go and conduct yourself.
Exactly. That you don't even necessarily have to approve of this too when it comes before you. You get it?
Oh, not necessarily approval, but it's like okay, you have people to consider. But then don't do it in isolation. Consider
they both read meanings
into it.
Everybody read meaning,
exactly.
which now will result in the way they reacted. I'm telling you.
There's a meaning that he read into it. Because when he said don't, it doesn't lie in your mouth. It's obvious that, okay, I mean, autophone.
Oh Lord.
You know, but the expulsion was a bit, for me, it was a bit overboard.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a bit overboard.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Adults play.
Yeah, well, sometimes
look,
it happens.
Dr. Kwekwe is not your average member of parliament.
Yeah. Solid guy.
He's a solid, experienced member of parliament. So you see, that's why I just thought that maybe there are undertones that we don't know. Because this man, Kwekwe is one of the most, if you like, adorned members of parliament in our political history in the Fourth Republic.
Okay.
He's been lands minister before.
Okay.
He's been health minister before. He's been environment minister before.
Whoa.
He's run, when Siga used to be a ministry, he used to be the minister. You know, he's had maybe
very
about
experienced.
5 or 6 ministerial portfolios without any scandal.
And you know, he's a very good cocoa farmer.
He's a cocoa farmer, and he's a medical officer, properly so-called.
And his medicine, I mean, he focuses in the rural
Western region.
Yeah, Western region.
So I think the whole episode was unfortunate. So they should just get going and correct you know. But you know, for me, the funniest part was when he came back to say that I haven't sent you to go and apologize.
But you know the strange thing. This morning, I'm sure he's on his way to go and see the speaker to say that, oh, listen, we are men. Let's put this thing behind us.
I don't
they do that all the time.
I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
Yeah, which is healthy. If he has to do that, it's fine.
Good,
But at least he's told the whole world that he insists that he did nothing wrong. So if he comes to, as we say, to come and monster a crap, it's fine.
He's made his point.